Good afternoon, you're watching Q News and here are the top stories for this hour. The Israeli occupation forces have continued to launch heavy airstrikes on Beirut's southern suburbs. Media reports have added that the occupation forces carried out approximately 30 airstrikes over several hours. The strikes targeted areas around Al Saha Hotel and Burj Al Barajna in southern Beirut. Hezbollah, in a statement, has claimed responsibility for launching a large barrage of rockets targeting Israeli occupation forces in the Menara settlement and its surroundings in northern Israel's Upper Galilee, confirming direct hits. The group also announced targeting an Israeli force that had infiltrated Blida in the Marjayun district of southern Lebanon. Israeli media reported that Hezbollah fired 800 rockets at Israel over 4 days. Lebanese Prime Minister Najib Mikati reiterated his support for the joint appeal from France and the United States, backed by the European Union, calling for an immediate ceasefire in Lebanon. Mikati urged international pressure on Israel to abide by the ceasefire and implement UN Resolution 1701. He praised French President Emmanuel Macron's decision to halt arms deliveries to Israel and emphasized the need for a political solution instead of continued war. And Egypt has welcomed French President Emmanuel Macron's call to stop arms exports to Israel in light of Israel's violations of international law and humanitarian law in Gaza and Lebanon. In a statement from the Foreign Ministry, Egypt affirmed that Macron's call aligns with the principles of international humanitarian law and reflects growing global outrage at Israel's brutal aggression in Gaza and Lebanon. Egypt urged the international and reiterated its demand for an immediate and lasting ceasefire in both Gaza and Lebanon. Egypt has sent an aircraft loaded with tons of humanitarian aid to Lebanon to alleviate the unprecedented suffering caused by ongoing Israeli military operations. The aid includes large quantities of medical supplies, medicine and tents destined for Lebanese hospitals and the hardest hit areas as part of Egypt's support efforts for Lebanon. The Lebanese National News Agency has reported that Israeli artillery has bombed several villages and towns in southern Lebanon. Israeli warplanes struck areas in Marjayun, Kafakila, Burj al-Muluk, Kayam, Zauta and Miftoun in the Nabatea district. In addition, reconnaissance and drone aircraft have been flying intensively over villages in the Tyre and Bint Jabil districts. The Lebanese Ministry of Health has announced that Israeli airstrikes killed 23 citizens and injured 93 more. The ministry has confirmed that the strikes targeted towns and villages in southern Lebanon, including Nabatea, Mount Lebanon and the northern region. Israeli media has reported the interception of a rocket barrage fired from Lebanon toward Haifa and Kiryat Shimona. Meanwhile, the Israeli military urged residents of Kiryat Shimona and settlements in northern occupied Golan to stay close to shelters. Israeli media also confirmed the launch of 60 rockets on Kiryat Shimona in northern Israel. Lebanese media outlets have reported a wave of displacement from the Sabra and Shatila refugee camps in Beirut. Sources have confirmed that the displacement is due to the continuous and intense airstrikes by Israeli forces on Beirut's southern suburbs. And that's the end of our headlines for this hour. But now we delve into a pivotal moment in history, the 1973 October War. In the following documentary, we will explore the bravery and determination of the Egyptian forces, the strategic planning that led to their initial successes, and the profound impact this war had on the Arab world and the broader geopolitical landscape. Join us as we uncover the narratives of those who fought, the sacrifices made, and the lasting legacy of a war that reshaped the future of the region. Let's take a closer look.